1610, January 29th, 2025. Right now marks 597 hours of progress on the global hover simulation. Currently it has been discovered, or at least part of the issue has been discovered, of the issue in which multiple textures cannot be drawn without the program crashing. Doing the pushback causes the crash, and what's happening here is that this object uses a missing texture, none, which loads a default missing texture, and the texture that should be drawn is the dummy texture, which will be displayed by actually commenting out load texture, which, interesting enough, causes it to assume the texture it should use. So it's supposedly two separate objects, but the second one, its call to load texture, modifies the texture of the first object, which shouldn't happen, but it would appear that the buffers are being overwritten, and a lot of this code is modified from a course which created a unfinished 2D transform and matrix system, and then basically moved over to 3D, and instead of continuing with the 3D part, the decision was made to just stick with 2D and figure out the rest. And so that course had multiple objects being rendered with triangles, but triangles probably use the same buffer, whereas these are two different textures which need different data for rendering. So it would seem like the solution would be to rewrite the shaders and how the objects are being binded, or completely remove the concept of objects for now. At this point, it would be easier to just start another renderer, as dozens of renderers have already been created and copied and rewritten and modified. So the intention going forward is to just figure out how to display multiple textures simultaneously, simply, without the concept of objects, and then after it's actually proven to be working, to introduce that, and at least the movement code is working and the concept of the object works, but the binding of textures and the buffers and the shaders need to be rewritten, and that is the intention going forward.